Thank you everyone for joining us for today's Infrascale webinar. Maximize your cloud service toolbox with Infrascale in Australia. So I'd like to go ahead and get started now. What you should see on your screen is a quick introduction. My name is Carla Federigo and I'm the Online Marketing Manager here at Infrascale. I'm going to be sending you a copy of this presentation as well as a recording as we are taping this now. So you'll have that in your inbox shortly. You can feel free to reach out to me with any questions that might not get covered today that you think of later. On your screen now, you should see today's agenda. So we are going to discuss Infrascale as an overview, our company and our platform. We're also going to cover Infrascale's technology, our security and encryption. We'll talk about current cloud industry trends. We'll talk about Infrascale products as well as controlling your accounts within our Infrascale Dashboard. And finally, we'll talk about partnership opportunities. If there's anything that you would like covered today that you don't see on this agenda, please feel free to use the question tool in GoToWebinar and send that over to me and use that to communicate with me and let me know what else you're interested in hearing about that you might not see covered here. And we'll be sure to try to cover that as well. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, please also use that question tool and type in the questions that you have. We will come to Q&A at the end of the webinar if I'm not able to go through and answer them as we go along. But any questions that we run out of time to answer will be followed up via email, so you can always look to your email for an answer to something that we may run out of time for, just in case. But let's go ahead and dive right in and get started with an overview of Infrascale. So Infrascale is a leading provider of ultra-secure cloud-based backup, data protection, and collaboration software and services. We started in Australia in 2005. Now we're headquartered in Los Angeles, California, with 11 global data center facilities committed to the highest level of security available. So we're providing secure cloud solutions to over 1,000 MSP partners across the globe. And you can see all these numbers here on your screen now. In turn, with those 1,000 MSP partners, we're protecting millions of endpoints and devices worldwide. Our cloud storage platform is simple, secure, and scalable. It enables service providers to deploy one single platform solution to solve 3 separate use cases. So we'll talk about that just a bit more in a minute here. But Infrascale's award-winning backup solution is 4-time winner of PCMag Editor's Choice, and our file sharing solution has been recognized as the trendsetter in the industry by Infotech Research Group. Let's look now at the Infrascale platform. So there are 3 key pieces to the Infrascale platform, and all of our technology solutions offer end-to-end encryption and true privacy built in for security, and we'll come to that when we discuss encryption and security as well. But here you can see what we provide. Firstly, File Locker, which is a secure file sharing and collaboration solution. Secondly is Infrascale Backup, which is a secure online backup and storage solution for servers and applications. And thirdly is NGuard, a secure endpoint data protection and device management solution. So with Infrascale, we offer one platform that you can adopt for all of your customers' file sharing, backup, and endpoint data protection needs as well. We're really making cloud storage easy, secure, and inexpensive for our customers. So let's take a look at what you can do with these 3 technologies when you use everything together through the Infrascale platform. So along the top, you see the hosting options available with Infrascale. And working with us, you have these 3 hosting options here. As you see, our cloud, your cloud, or any cloud is as we like to call it. And what that means is you can deploy these services on your own cloud if you have your own data center or racks in a co-location facility. You can run our software on your own infrastructure, or you can buy our software and deploy it through third-party infrastructure, such as Microsoft Azure or Amazon Web Services. And you can opt to have data come to the Infrascale cloud. There you're selecting one of our 11 secure data centers that I just mentioned, and we'll see a map in just a moment here so you can determine where they're located and what would work best for you. But that way you choose where your customer's data lives. And then in the center of your screen here, at the heart of it all, this is our Infrascale Dashboard. And this is where you can manage all of your downstream customers and drive your business from one pane of glass. It gives you management and visibility on your entire business. So you can provision, deploy, report, and control everything through this SaaS management console. And then what are you managing? Well, just along the bottom, as you see on your screen, servers, laptops, desktops, mobile endpoints, everything is covered through this platform. So you have cloud backup and bare metal imaging for file servers, Exchange servers, and SQL servers. You have endpoint backup for all of your customers' laptops and mobile devices. You also have sync and share to the cloud, and you have mobile data access and data loss prevention built in. So we're going to get into each of these details a bit more here, but as you can see through this image, Infrascale is a comprehensive platform. It's built with the flexibility of a full range of services, and it's all very simple and easy to manage with true security built in. So let's get into some of the details. And firstly, let's look at what I mean by true security, as I've mentioned that a couple of times here. So Infrascale enables compliance with HIPAA and other government regulations using a three-tiered encryption system for the ultimate safety. So similar tools, as you see along the bottom of your screen, take raw files and send them to the cloud, simply encrypting them in the cloud alone. Well, the problem with this is that the data is still easily accessible. A single layer of encryption simply isn't enough. But Infrascale's UltraSafe option is certified for top secret government data. It's a military-grade encryption system, meaning that the data is encrypted locally, in transit, and then encrypted again at rest in the data center. So this actually does keep your data private. It means that only you and authorized users of that data can get access to it. In this way, we deliver the highest level of backup data security available. We're using a 256-bit AES encryption, and that ultra-safe encryption that I mentioned delivers zero knowledge, or also referred to as double-blind encryption. So with UltraSafe, again, no one but the account holder has access to that stored data. And whereas the operators of most backup clouds do have the ability to access your data, here, even Infrascale cannot access or decrypt the data stored on its cloud. And then when data needs to be deleted, we use secure multi-pass delete to ensure that data is completely and safely destroyed. So let's look at the data center options, because it's important for customers to know where their data is going. And it's important for you as a service provider to be able to choose where you host your customers' data. And that's why Infrascale offers our partners these global points of presence known as the Infrascale Cloud. These data centers that you see here are all Tier 3 and Tier 4 military-grade facilities. Our data centers are located in the U.S., Canada, in the UK, South Africa, and Australia. And all of these facilities feature physical security with on-site monitoring 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days per year. They also feature power supplies from 2 or more different power providers, as well as on-site generators and reserve fuel supplies, redundant connections to the public internet, as well as redundant cooling systems and automated fire suppression systems. And also, Infrascale stores data redundantly, either within the data center or off-site, simply depending on your deployment type. Now let's take a look at the opportunity for you with cloud storage. Let's take a look at some of the trends and happenings here in the industry. So here's a great reason to care about endpoint protection to the cloud in the first place. Now let's take a look at this stat here. Up to 60% of critical business data is sitting on endpoints. And endpoints simply meaning laptops, tablets, and mobile phones. So endpoint protection is increasingly important because there's more data sitting on endpoints than there is on servers. Endpoints are devices now used to create data more so than ever, yet they're by nature the most fragile and among the highest risk for data loss. They can be easily stolen, broken, or lost. So service providers are now in need more than ever of a solution that can safeguard their customers' data everywhere it lives, meaning on laptops, on tablets, and on smartphones. So the need is for a user-friendly solution to centrally manage and protect data and devices that are corporate or BYOD, meaning bring your own device. So up to 80% of BYOD activity is currently going unmanaged. And the productivity and also the convenience of these new devices has really forced this tipping point where not only is BYOD growing rapidly and bringing an increased quantity of devices, but with the mobile workforce, you really need to be able to protect your customer's entire business, meaning their endpoints and their servers. So not only will this increase productivity, but it will also bring about true data security. And in combination with a collaboration tool, which we'll talk about in just a moment, the BYOD issue will be solved. So let's look at a few more stats here and see what else do we know about these trends and what else do we know about what's driving these happenings. Well, as I just mentioned, up to 80% of BYOD activity is going unmanaged, but we also see that 24% of consumers surveyed are currently using a smartphone or a tablet as their primary work-related computing device. So again, referring back to the notion that endpoints are used to create data, yet they're the most fragile and they're the most at risk. So that 24% is at very high risk. We also found that 67% of people use personal devices at work regardless of the office's official BYOD policy. And 70% of mobile professionals will conduct their work on personal smart devices by 2018. So this really shows us that data protection used to be relatively simple, but it's definitely changing. And over the next few years, that last step that I mentioned at 2018 is only 4 years away. So leaving endpoints exposed simply isn't an option. If you do that, your customers, I should say, data is still at risk. So let's look at a few options here with Infrascale Technology. Now, NGuard is our latest offering. This is our endpoint data protection and device management tool. It has features like intelligent mass deployment, advanced analytics, device geo-tracking, and remote wipe. So what does this mean for you as a service provider? Well, with NGuard, you have an easy-to-manage and easy-to-use solution. It combines mobile device management with endpoint cloud backup. So in other words, it's a tool that allows you to give your customers the opportunity that MDM, or mobile device management, is a separate category, but we've built MDM right into the NGuard product. It's both an endpoint backup and device management tool. So we've allowed you here a solution that's easy to use, enables productivity, and companies can safely embrace BYOD while backing up, keeping all their data protected, and still doing things like remote wipe of a device. So let's get into some of the other technologies. Now, Infrascale Cloud Backup is another one of our technologies in the platform. And Infrascale delivers a powerful cloud backup tool. It's designed to protect a business's mission-critical data that's stored on company servers. So you have data protection and disaster recovery for all servers and applications. You can back up any file or folder on a standard Windows machine or Mac and restore onto any device. We're providing complete cloud server backup with native Exchange and SQL Server backup and recovery, bare metal backup and recovery, and Exchange granular recovery with transactionally consistent backups as opposed to crash consistent backups. Now with these transactionally consistent bare metal backups, the software talks to the server to ensure that it's done transferring data. And only then will it take the bare metal image. So that data will only be backed up once it's done transferring. And you can also provide disaster recovery to your customers with bare metal backups, restoring data to dissimilar hardware or to virtual machines. Low RTO or recovery time objective and low RPO or recovery point objective are critical, and this is ensuring that your customers are back up and running quickly in the event of any disaster or data loss. So it's really critical to keep a low RTO and RPO for your customers, and you'll be doing that with Infrascale. Now let's take a look at Infrascale file sharing as well. So Infrascale file sharing solves a very critical business problem, and that's employees who are using free file sharing tools that are leaving files unencrypted or vulnerable to security breach. Just like we saw a few minutes earlier, a few slides back with the encryption diagram which you saw, this problem of free file sharing tools leaving files unencrypted or simply one layer of encryption, it's resulted in over 50% of firms blacklisting free file sharing tools within their organization. That's why we introduced FileLocker. It's a truly secure and scalable collaboration tool for organizations. Now, what does that really mean? Well, it allows users to access their data across all their devices and allows for sharing of that data with colleagues and coworkers. So not only is it an online file sharing solution, but it's a cloud sync tool as well as a team collaboration software, and it works across all devices. So FileLocker's applications are 3 total. We have firstly a web app that allows all files and folders to be held online. So everything that's being shared with colleagues, that's all going to live in the web app online. Secondly is a desktop app, and that allows users to select which files and folders are synced to the cloud. And whatever is put into that sync folder goes directly to the cloud, and users can sync as many as they'd like. Then thirdly is the mobile app, and that allows access on the go. So any file from any device, and that's including iPhones, iPads, Androids, and Windows phones. So your customers can preview, download, share, or edit files from anywhere in the world. And they can do that right within FileLocker. So there's no need to even open or access any other applications like Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. Nothing else needs to be opened. It can all be edited and done right within FileLocker. So Infrascale's file sharing through this FileLocker technology really offers the ease of use in file sharing without sacrificing any data security whatsoever. We also offer a SharePoint integration and other integrations through FileLocker that seamlessly connect with any organization. Very simple to use. I have a question that just came through here, and the question is asking where our data center is located in South Africa. So a few slides back, I will again be sending you this presentation, so you'll have this on file. But our data center in South Africa is located in Johannesburg. And to recap, the other data centers that we have are located in Melbourne, Australia. We have a location in London. We also have Toronto. And we have several throughout the U.S. We have Los Angeles, Houston, and Louisville. Now let's take a look at the Infrascale Dashboard. And please let me know if any other questions come through here. I see thank you. You're very welcome, no problem. And we'll also come to Q&A at the end as well. So if you have a question that gets put in that hasn't that doesn't get responded to, I'll definitely be sure to come back to that question section and make sure that we cover those at the end of the presentation as well. So I'll be sure not to miss any. So here's a look at the Infrascale Dashboard. Now again, this is the tool that we give to partners to manage their entire business. So this provides you with usage and activity alerts. The dashboard will provide you all the reporting and monitoring that you need for your business. So it dramatically simplifies large numbers of downstream customers. And again, you can manage this data in the cloud. We have flexible hosting options, and we have Infrascale data center options worldwide, as I just mentioned. So let's take a look at what you can do specifically within your dashboard. So here's the user level view with NGuard, and many individuals are using more than one device. They may be using a laptop and a smartphone or tablet. I use my laptop each day as well as my smartphone. So because of this, NGuard manages per device. And we've built in consistent real-time control of these devices through this management console. Now here's the analytics section. So you have access to user-level analytics and warnings across all of your protected devices. So here you can get detailed device information. You get alerts that quickly give you a snapshot of which customers need attention and why. So you see a very easy green, yellow, and red here. Proactive warnings and push notifications as well. So here's where you're able to get detailed information. You get device info. You can remotely wipe a device or geolocate a device as well in your device management section. And as we build out NGuard further, we're going to incorporate more features like geofencing as well. Now taking a look at the device map. This is an easy overview of where devices are located and how many devices in each location can be found. So this is all located on this section here within your device map. You can drill down within the map to pinpoint exact locations within a city. And as I mentioned, NGuard's managing per device. So you'll get real-time mapping here of the locations within that city. Now let's look at the mass deployment wizard. So the biggest problem with any deployment is going to be getting it installed on all devices. So what Infrascale has aimed to do here is we set out and built a flexible and intelligent MFI wizard for mass deployment. And this wizard has an Active Directory integration and runs silently, completely transparent to the end user. So it's simply as easy as going into Active Directory and dragging your MSI into the group policy to get your mass deployment started. Now, when you build your MSI, you decide what to back up and when. You can also set a date to expire, as you see on your screen here, so that you set the amount of time you're allowing for your deployment. And then when you build this MSI, you get a simple package created so that the next time any of your users logs into their computer, the Infrascale MSI is going to detect that that user is logged in, and it's going to verify with the cloud that the user exists. If it does, it will automatically start the backup. And if not, it will create the account on the fly, set up the backups, and apply the policies assigned. And then since it runs silently, the end user won't need to know that it's installed and running, but at the same time, you can deploy it as user visible for the IT manager or any other users who would need access to it. Now here is adding a remote backup policy. Now this makes data protection very simple. In setting up your backup policies within the dashboard, you can choose which types of files to back up, you can set the backup schedule, and you can assign the frequency needed. So you control all of these policies, and that also means that you can override a customer's policy here if need be. And then when it comes time to a recovery, here's a look at the user recovery. So you can use the calendar to search for backups and recover by date, by size, or by file name. Again, the entire system runs silently, so users won't need to be aware that it's running, but also visible to the IT team that manages it. Now let's look at the partnership options available with Infrascale. So Infrascale is truly offering a data security and protection solution that's complete. You're really protecting your customers from the risks associated with the potential damage or loss of endpoint data, and you're also protecting the servers that hold a business's mission-critical data. So you're really enabling productivity, and you've simplified everything with this central management dashboard, and that controls your entire business. Our Infrascale platform, in addition to complete backup and recovery, as well as your partner dashboard, we have much more to offer our partners. We offer partner rebranding. So Infrascale is a completely white label solution allowing you to stay top of mind with your customers, and it fully integrates with your business in that way. Your rebranding features are located right within your dashboard, and they're very easy to set up. We also offer pro support. We have support 7 days per week via phone, chat, or submitting a ticket online. And then we also offer knowledge base articles for information to our partners through our support portal. Then we also have a partner success program, and this lets you get up and running quickly. We provide you with a partner resource center that gives you sales and marketing tools, as well as a dedicated account manager and training presentations on a weekly basis to get you up and running. And then finally, partnership starts with 1 terabyte of cloud storage space for all our partners. And this is just a starting point, but you can, of course, add storage space as needed. Now it looks like we have just a few minutes here left in the presentation. I want to be sure that I'm respectful of everyone's time here. Again, I appreciate everyone's time joining us for this presentation. And for those of you who are joining us, I want to offer a free trial to you if you are looking to get started and get ready in the presentation. And so get ready with the trial today. So let's take a look at a quote from one of our customers. Infrascale gives me great peace of mind knowing that all my work and personal computers are being regularly backed up. It also gives me a way to access important files when I'm out of the office. So this is one of our current customers, and with that in mind, I want to be sure to reach out to each of you joining us today. If you're interested in starting a free trial, I'd like to offer that to all of you now as well. If you want to reach out to us directly, here are our contact phone numbers and also our website. But again, I will be sending you all a copy of this presentation. Any of you who are currently working with one of our partner specialists, I'd like to put you in touch. Those of you joining us from Australia today, we have a partner specialist in Sydney. His name is Matthew Love, and some of you may have been in contact with him. If not, I'll definitely be putting you in touch with him to start your free trial, as I'm seeing those requests come through the question tool now. So Mike, I see your request came through to start your free trial. We'll definitely get that going for you today. Rich, I see your request in there as well. Stephen, I saw yours just come through. So I am seeing a number of requests coming through now on the trial. So we'll be able to get that started for you. And again, I appreciate everyone's time in joining us today. It looks like we are just at the 9:30 time limit here, so I want to be sure to stay along for any other questions that come through, and I'm still seeing some free trial requests. So please note that I am seeing those requests come through. I've gotten them noted. So what I'll do is stay along here for another minute or two to respond to any of these inquiries coming through. But for those of you who do need to sign off and have other meetings that you're attending today, I very much appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I look forward to future partnerships.